Aristotle, his most enlightening quotes. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Happiness depends upon ourselves. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. Man is by nature a political animal. Hope is a waking dream. He who is to be a good ruler must first have been ruled. Dignity does not consist in possessing honours, but in deserving them. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Nature does nothing in vain. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. The law is reason, free from passion. Courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees the others. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvellous. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. A friend to all is a friend to none. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. The soul never thinks without a picture. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. All men, by nature, desire knowledge. The good for man is an activity of the soul in conformity to excellence or virtue. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain that they are their own. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. To perceive is to suffer. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. The least deviation from truth will be multiplied later. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation, rather than upon mere survival. Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. The end of labour is to gain leisure. A constitution is the arrangement of magistracies in a state. The best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes it for my sake. A flatterer is a friend who is your inferior, or pretends to be so. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Personal beauty is a greater recommendation than any letter of reference. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Liars, when they speak the truth, are not believed. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. We make war that we may live in peace. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. A great city is not to be confounded with a populous one. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. I have gained this from philosophy, that I do without being commanded what others do only from fear of the law. The actuality of thought is life. Wit is well-bred insolence. Man is a rational animal who always loses his temper when he is called upon to act in accordance with the dictates of reason. The greatest thing by far is to be a master of metaphor. It is the only thing that cannot be learned from others. It is also a sign of genius, since a good metaphor implies an intuitive perception of the similarity in dissimilars. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. We live in deeds, not years, in thoughts, not breaths, in feelings, not figures on a dial. We should count time by heartthrobs. He most lives who thinks most, feels the noblest, acts the best. Different men seek after happiness in different ways and by different means, and so make for themselves different modes of life and forms of government. It is simplicity that makes the uneducated more effective than the educated when addressing popular audiences. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. The secret to humour is surprise. The self-sufficient we can esteem, but rarely love. First, have a definite, clear, practical ideal, a goal, an objective. Second, have the necessary means to achieve your ends: wisdom, money, materials, and methods. Third, adjust all your means to that end. To be conscious that we are perceiving or thinking is to be conscious of our own existence. No excellent soul is exempt from a mixture of madness. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.